All right, let's get started. We are going to start in corpse position today. How is everyone doing? It's going to be a good class. It felt like the weather was nice. Even if it wasn't, it was like, it felt nicer than it had been. So let's start in corpse position here. And let's just take a couple minutes to slow down our breathing. Just taking a few moments to connect with our breath. A visualization that I've been using that I wanted to share with you today was I've been kind of looking at it as a triangle. So trying to connect our breath and our body and our mind, and then back to our breath. So often when it comes to meditation or clearing our mind, people get intimidated, right? We say things like, oh, I can't shut my brain off, or I have too busy of a mind. And that's okay. Let's just exhale deeply. It's not about abandoning all thoughts. It's about making the conscious choice that you're the only one who thinks in your head. So even if those thoughts pop up, it's okay to just recognize them and know that you can address them later. Now, as you connect your breath with your brain or your mind and you start to clear it and calm it, take those deep inhales all the way to the base of the stomach. And then as you exhale, connect the body in here. Feel the body sink into the mat and notice anything that hurts or doesn't feel right, or maybe you feel like you need to stretch it out more. Taking a deep breath. And then exhaling that breath fully. As we exhale here, this is where we want to take special attention to maybe where we want to spend extra time stretching, or recognizing that this part of our body isn't feeling necessarily the way it usually does. And just feel like you're going through that whole triangle on the inhale and the exhale. Not putting too much thought or energy in here, but starting to recognize maybe if something feels heavy in your head or brain, does it also feel heavy in your body? For me, I know when things start to feel heavy in my stomach and things aren't flowing right, I tend to feel foggier in my head. I'm not as quick to react, think things through as quickly. Let's take one more deep inhale, preparing ourselves for the workout. Big, deep exhale. And let's inhale, bring the knees to the chest in wind relieving pose. Rocking back and forth and side to side. Option to place the hands on the shins or underneath the calves, wherever feels good. Rocking back and forth and side to side here. Let's inhale, squeeze those knees to the chest, and then let's exhale, take the hands and feet as far away from one another as we can, keeping our feet flexed, so pressing the power through the bottoms of our feet and our heels, and stretching up, out through our fingertips. Let's inhale, bring the knees back to the chest, rocking here. And let's stretch that body out again, imagining that a rope is attached to our feet and hands and is pulling us in either direction. Good. Inhale, bringing those knees back up to the chest. Last time here, rocking back and forth and side to side. Now just consciously pulling the chin slightly towards the chest just to keep that neck and spine aligned. And let's inhale, place the feet on the floor and take our hands out to T position. Exhale, let the knees fall to the left side, keeping both shoulders on the floor and keeping our feet in the same place. Pressing our left knee towards the floor and our right knee towards our left knee. Pulling our belly button into spine slightly to protect our low back. Inhale, let's use our core to pull those knees up. And exhale, let those knees fall the opposite way. Inhale, pulling the knees back up. We're going to go each way one more time. Exhale to the left. Inhale, pull our knees back up. Exhale to the right. And inhale one more time, back up. Let's take those hands and feet all the way apart, stretching the core. Feet stay flexed, driving the power through the bottoms of the feet. Let's inhale, bring those knees up to wind relieving pose. Rock, crossing the ankles, reaching for the big toes. Deep inhale. Exhale, let's move to seated. From seated, let's come over onto all fours, stacking our wrists under our shoulders and our knees under our hips. Deep inhale, let's drop our low back, open our chest. And exhale, let's round through the belly. Rounding those shoulders, pulling the chin to the chest. And inhaling, dropping the spine, opening the chest, and pressing the crown of the head towards the ceiling. And exhale, back to cat. We're just going to continue through cow-cat for a few breaths at our own pace. And inhale, let's come to neutral spine. Deep inhale. Let's exhale, look over the right shoulder, keeping the hips in the same place. Little side bend here. Inhale to neutral. Exhale, other way. Inhaling to neutral. Let's walk our hands out in front of us. Deep inhale. Exhale, press to child pose. Now, option to stay here in child pose, but if you're ready, inhale, turn the toes under, and exhale, press to bent knee, downward facing dog. So pressing through our fingertips, not the heels of our hands, pressing our armpits towards our big toes, lengthening through the neck and spine here. And let's start to pedal the feet if we feel ready. Just warming up those legs. Keeping the belly button pulled towards the spine. And then just sinking into a strong downward facing dog here. Pulling the hips up, pressing the heels down. Let's inhale, bring our knees to the floor, and exhale, press back to child pose. Inhale, turning our toes under. Exhale, pressing to downward facing dog, bent knees. Let's start to pedal. We're just going to keep warming up into this posture. And then sinking in, really relaxing between those shoulder blades as we press our underarms towards our big toes and feel our forearms slightly turn up towards the ceiling. Let's inhale, place our knees on the floor, and exhale to child pose. Inhale, let's turn the toes under. Exhale, bent knee, downward facing dog. Let's pedal those feet. And then sink in. Inhale, let's set our knees on the floor and press to child pose. Inhale, turning the toes under. Exhale, bent knee, downward facing dog. Walking those feet. Getting really comfortable. Settling into downward facing dog here. Today we're going to be using downward facing dog as our rest posture, but you always have the option to use child's pose if you like. Inhale, let's slowly start to walk our hands towards our feet, distributing the weight equally around our feet. Let's really exhale into this forward fold. Inhale, we're going to half lift, flattening our back, opening our chest, and imagining that a string is attached to the crown of our head and to our tailbone, and it's pulling our spine apart. Let's exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. We're really going to think about stretching out the spine here, making tiny little spaces between the vertebrae. We spend our whole day being pulled down by gravity, and this is our opportunity to really stretch out that spine and just let that pressure off. Let's exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lifting one more time here. Flat back, open the chest. Exhale, forward fold, really sinking into those hamstrings. Let's place our hands on the floor and walk to plank or half plank. Holding here, strong plank, or lowering onto our knees, half plank, but we're straight and firm like a board. Let's take a deep inhale. Exhale to downward facing dog. Inhale, walking our feet up to our hands up to our feet. Inhale, half lift, really strong half lift here, utilizing this posture. Exhale, fold, placing our hands on the floor and walking to plank or half plank. Strong hold here. Pulling that belly button into spine. Deep inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, let's walk those feet, hands towards the feet. Hanging in forward fold here. Inhale, half lift. Really working the half lift, lifting your head up so that your neck is in line with your spine. Exhale, fold, placing the hands on the floor and walking to plank or half plank. Holding here. Strong. Even if you're shaking, you're strong. Inhale. Exhale to downward facing dog. From here, let's inhale, lift the right leg into three-legged dog. Pressing power through our heel. Inhale. Exhale, sweeping that foot beside our left hand, clamping the foot. And we're going to inhale, open to a twisted lunge. Leslie, plant your other hand. Yeah, there. Yeah, perfect. Yeah. I must have cued it wrong. Every single one of you listened to what I said, which is good. You can tell that this class is more advanced because you don't look at what I do at all. You just listen to what I say. Let's inhale, scoop our right hand under our left arm. And then exhale, open. And really twist into that spine. Let's set the hand down, step to plank or half plank, holding strong here. Inhale, Exhale to downward facing dog. Inhale, driving the left foot up into three-legged dog. Deep inhale. Exhale, sweep the left hand beside the right hand and lifting the left hand into a twisted lunge. Let's inhale, scoop the left hand under the right. Exhale, open. Let's plant the hand, step to plank or half plank. Inhale, exhale, press back to downward facing dog. Taking a couple rest breaths here. Always have the option for child's pose. Let's inhale, walk our hands towards our feet. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Really focusing on that back again. Pulling the shoulder blades together, opening the chest. We should be lifting our head. We're not cranking our head up so you can see me, but just up enough that we're looking forward, next in line with the spine. Exhale, fold. Placing on the hands on the floor, let's walk to plank or half plank. And we're gonna breathe through our first heat series. So inhale, shifting forward. Exhale, pressing the elbows straight back. Inhaling to cobra or up dog. And exhaling to down dog or child's pose. Now we're just gonna get this heat really going. We're gonna go through 3 more of these at our own pace. So inhaling to plank and then just continuing at your own pace for 3 heat series. Now, if one is enough and you want to go to child's pose, that's totally your call. We should really be generating some heat here, which is the nice way in yoga of saying sweating. When you're done year 3, just settling in to down dog or child's pose. From here, let's inhale, look up, and step or jump to forward fold. Inhale, half lift, really work that half lift again. Exhale, fold. Inhale, let's slowly circle sweep all the way up. Circle sweeping, and hands coming to heart center. Just taking a breath here. Inhale, circle sweep. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, placing our hands on the floor and stepping the right foot back, pivoting slightly, and inhaling to warrior 1. Now in Warrior One, we want to make sure our hips are turned to face the front of the room, back foot fully planted, and the front knees over the front ankle. Choosing hands at heart center, or hands overhead. Some people like hands on hips too. As long as we're keeping our chest open, we're not leading with the chest. Whatever feels good. Deep inhale, let's bring our hands to the floor and step to plank or half plank. Breathing through our heat series here. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, slowly lower. Inhaling to our up position. And exhaling to down dog or child pose. Inhale, let's look up and step the right foot in between the hands, pivoting the left, and inhaling to Warrior One. Inhale. Let's bring our hands to the floor and step to plank or half plank. Holding here. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, slowly lower. Inhaling to cobra or up dog. And exhaling to down dog or child pose. Let's inhale, look up and step the left foot between the hands, pivoting the right, and inhaling to Warrior One. Now we've really been getting into our shoulders today, so let's clasp our hands behind our back and just open our chest here, stretching out those shoulders and chest in Warrior One, still making sure our hips are facing the front of the room. Just a nice little stretch here. Chest is up, front knees over the front ankle. Inhale, let's let go, bringing the hands to the floor and stepping to plank or half plank. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, slowly lower. Inhaling to up dog or cobra. And exhaling to down dog or child's pose. Inhale, let's look up and step the left foot in between the hands, pivoting the right. Inhaling to Warrior One. Let's take those hands behind the back, clasp them. Really open up the chest here. Let's inhale, bring the hands to the floor, and we're just going to step that back foot forward to forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, circle sweeping all the way up. And hands coming to heart center or prayer. We're just going to breathe through a couple half sun salutations here. Deep inhale. Exhale, swan dive, hinging from the hips. Inhale, half lift. This is our little break here. So just reconnecting with the breath. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, circle sweeping all the way up. Hands to heart center. We're going to breathe through two more. Inhale, circle sweep. Exhale, swan dive. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Just standing in the fold here for a moment. Breathing into those hamstrings. As we breathe through these half sun salutations, just taking that body scan again. Where are we feeling good? Where do we need extra attention? Inhale, circle sweep all the way up. Hands to prayer, heart center. Taking a breath. Last one here, deep inhale, circle sweep. Exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, let's place our hands on the floor and step the right foot back, pivoting slightly and inhaling to warrior one. Deep inhale. Let's exhale, open to warrior two. So for me, I need to take that step out to line my heels up, taking the front knee over the front ankle, not leading with our torso here, keeping our torso right over our hips. We want to pull the biceps and triceps together here. Just add some movement here. Hands come up. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, sink. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, sink. Continue with this. Woo. And sink in. So just checking that back foot didn't turn too far out. We still want it facing more forward than back, sideways. Let's inhale, come back to warrior one. And we're going to burn this quad out. So we're going to take a deep inhale. And exhale, we're going to press our arms back into bowing warrior. Chest is up. All of our weight is in our front leg. That back leg is just hanging out for support. Let's inhale, come up. And exhale, press right back into bowing warrior. We're going to stretch these out, I promise. Let's bring our hands to the floor and step to plank or half plank. Just shake the legs out for now. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, slowly lower. Inhaling to cobra or sphinx. And exhaling to down dog or child pose. Inhale, let's look up and step the right foot forward. Pivoting the left. And inhaling to warrior one. Deep inhale. Let's exhale, open to warrior two. Front knee comes over the front ankle, pulling the biceps and triceps together. Let's inhale, come up. Exhale, sink in. Inhale. 2 more. And sink in here. Let's inhale, turn back to warrior one. Deep inhale. Exhale, drive those arms back, bowing warrior. Inhale, come up. We for sure didn't repeat the same side, right? Just a different side, okay. This leg just must be more tired. I was like, oh dear, I think we did this side. Let's inhale, come up. We're gonna go one more time. And bow. I feel like you would tell me, or somebody would fall over. Probably me. Let's bring the hands to the floor and step to plank or half plank. Let's shake those out. Woo! Inhale, roll forward. Exhale, slowly lower. Inhaling to up dog or cobra. And exhaling to down dog or child pose. You can continue to walk those feet out here if you need. Let's inhale, lift the left leg into three-legged dog and sweep that knee in between the hands, preparing for pigeon. Sorry, I did not do that very good. So taking the shin as parallel to the front as to the mat as you like, opening the chest here, deep inhale, exhale, sinking forward into our pigeon pose. Now in this posture, taking our breath all the way into our left hip. Making sure our hips stay parallel here, not letting the weight fall to the right or left side. More often or not, we would let it fall to the right side and let that right hip move towards the floor, but we want to keep the hips parallel here. Let's slowly walk up here. Now we have the option to try a quad stretch in this posture. If you don't like this, just stay in high pigeon, but just give it a try if you want to try. I get it in my lat a lot. Like my lat instantly is like, hello. Let's release that, turn that toe under and press to downward facing dog. Pedaling out. If you didn't feel like that was a great quad stretch, we're still going to get to those quads again. Let's inhale, lift the right leg into three-legged dog and sweep that knee in between the hands. Deep inhale. Exhale, sinking down into pigeon. Reminder to take the air all the way to the right hip. And as we exhale, feel the hip lengthen and stretch out just a little more. Inhale, let's slowly walk up. An option to try the quad stretch. Where does it hurt, Lori? It's your knee? Oh, you're saying your quads are tight. Okay, good. So it's working. It's a good one. For a long time, I didn't have the flexibility in my hips to turn enough to get here. But we could always use a belt or a strap. And also, I would get sharp pain at the top of my knee. Just there's a bit of pressure there. So let's exhale, release, turning that toe under and pressing to downward facing dog. And just pedaling it out here, really enjoying this down dog. It's our last one of the day. Sometimes I like to hang out in down dog and think about how hard it was when we first started. We sometimes take down dog for granted when we've been practicing for years. And even there's a few new people in here, but I bet down dog has gotten easier even in the few months. So let's inhale, look up, and we're going to shift to our knees. And we're just going to take a couple nice breaths through cow-cat, just at our own pace. Just continuing here. I feel chatty. I think I've been hanging out with a 2-year-old and a 8-month-old too long. But I do remember the first time that a yoga instructor suggested to me that down dog was a rest posture. And I was just like, what is the rest going to be like? But like anything, the more we practice, the better it got. Good. Let's come back to neutral spine here and slowly lower onto our belly. From here, let's just do a little cobra, just stretching out that back, lifting the back here. And then we're going to lower onto our left hand, and we're going to reach for our right foot with our right hand. We're only going to do half bow today so that we can really focus on pressing our pelvis into the floor, squeezing our knees together, and pulling back on our foot to get that deep quad stretch. So really thinking about pressing the hips in, pulling back on the foot, squeezing the glutes a little here. I like to rest my head. I don't love cranking my neck up, not good. So just rest your head on your arm and breathe into that quad. Let's release and bring our opposite hand forward, reaching back and driving our pelvis in. Really think about squeezing the knees together here. We just want to protect our hips in this posture. I get a pretty good bicep stretch in this posture as well. Let's release that and just shake it out here. We can rest our forehead on the floor if that feels good. And we're going to inhale, turn our toes under, and exhale, press to child's pose. Inhale, let's slowly walk our hands to the right side, pressing into our left leg, stretching through the left side of the body. Inhale, walking back to neutral, and then continuing to the left side. Pressing into the right knee, stretching through the right side of the body. And inhaling, coming to neutral, resting our forehead on the floor, moving up to all fours, and then continuing into seated. If you want to put your sweaters or socks on now, feel free to. We're going to bring the pads of our feet together in bound ankle pose. Maybe moving our glutes around so that our sit bones are right in the floor, pulling our heels as close to our groin as we can, opening our chest. Deep inhale. Exhale, hinging from the hips, leading with the chest. We don't have to come super deep. We want to get that stretch on the inner thigh, and we don't want to press down on our legs. We also don't want to round our chin into our chest so that we can't breathe. We want to keep that chin up. Even if we're coming down, we still keep an orange or fist space in between our neck and our chin. Just so we can breathe. Inhale, slowly coming up, taking our feet straight out in front of us. Let's take a deep inhale And exhale, forward fold. Now we don't have to bind this. We can hold on to our shins. We can get a strap or a towel, whatever feels good for us today. Just breathing into those hamstrings here. And let's slowly roll up. From here, let's move into a corpse position. We're going to do a little spinal twist again in corpse position. Keeping our knees up, just coming to the floor. So knees up. We're going to take the hands back out to T position. Deep inhale. Exhale, let the knees come to the left side, pressing the right shoulder into the floor. Option to look over the right shoulder, just intensifying the stretch. Inhale, let the knees come up. Exhale, moving the opposite way. Little spinal twist here. Really enjoying this. Inhale, letting those knees come back up. One more each way. Exhale to the left. I've been really in love with this posture just because we have this tendon that attaches our lat to our pelvis and it crosses our hips. And this seems to be the best way that I can stretch out that spot. Now, when it wasn't tight, I didn't feel it so much, but just kind of take your mind to that right hip. Can you feel any stretch across the top of it there? Let's inhale, come up. And exhale, twist the opposite way. Let's inhale, come up, and bring our knees to our chest in wind relieving pose. Rocking back and forth and side to side. From here, let's take our middle finger and index finger, hook around our big toes or hold on to the bottoms of our feet. And we're going to exhale the happy baby. So just letting the blood pool towards our torso. Just relaxing in this posture. Let's inhale, bring the knees back to the chest, rocking back and forth and side to side. And then finally coming to our corpse position that's comfortable. So maybe that's down angle feet, maybe that's laying on your left side, maybe it's full corpse position. We're just going to move into our Shavasana. So making sure that we're comfortable, warm. Just taking a couple slow, deep breaths here. You may choose to come back to your triangle here, redoing the body scan. Where does it feel different? Where does it feel better? Does it feel worse? As you scan your body here, feel the exhale allow your body to shift deeper into the mat. Inhale, let's lift our left arm and slowly roll onto our left side. Inhale, let's place the right hand on the floor. And exhale, press ourselves up into our seated position, keeping our eyes closed for a moment or two more. Taking a couple more breaths. And slowly blinking our eyes open. Thank you so much for practicing with me tonight. I hope you had a great practice. Namaste.